Hello and welcome to Shade to Sun. This will be our first mini-sode.
Sounds of your freedom don't change like the seasons when shade turns to sun. When two become one, you follow your dreams.
I would like to start this off by thanking a new friend of mine named Tom online. He was kind enough to watch some of my videos and give me some really precious feedback on how I can improve them. And I just want to say that the last one was extraordinarily long for a reason. I was creating a new model for an idea, and as to avoid leaving gaps, you have to be excruciatingly detailed in the creation of a model. This time I'm going to try and cover this very quickly. Everybody has different needs and different ideas of how they like to view information, and I think a recap is going to be done at the end of each episode from now on. And then what I'll do is I'll edit that as a preview, so those who want the short version can get the short version, and those who want the longer version can get the longer version. And watch the short version to see if you care to watch the long version. Okay, well, here we go. Basically, there's this thing called law of attraction. It's gone under different names throughout history. The idea is that you think about something, and as you think about it, it somehow comes into your life. And there have been criticisms of it, and some people say it works, some say it doesn't. My quick view of it, just to go into this, is yes, it is a real and mystical phenomenon. At the same time, those who want to sell you CDs and whatnot are going to oversell its ability. So let's just go now into how it works. I was very dissatisfied with a lot of other people's explanations. There was always gaps. This hopefully will leave no gaps. First of all, we need to know what a thought is. So right here, I'm not sure how well this will come up on video, hopefully better than I know. We have a little guy drawn here, and here we have his brain. The brain has synapses. Synapses form patterns. These patterns for different ideas have different patterns, of course. Ideas that are very dissimilar have dissimilar patterns in the brain. Patterns that are more similar, like a softball and a baseball, would have very similar patterns and be much closer as to how the ideas are organized. Now, there are other ways of organizing information, and each of these aspects of these that have an effect as to how they're organized are called properties. So, baseball has a set of properties that's very similar to the properties in a softball. A sun and a baseball are both round, but they all have a lot more properties that are dissimilar. This causes the organizational structure naturally occurring, and how our brain sets this up to say that a softball is more like a baseball than a baseball is like the sun. There's hierarchical representations of this, and whether you are representing this hierarchically or in the really nasty, confusing way the brain synapses does it, certain patterns are more established than others. That plays into why some thoughts come to mind very quickly and some are harder to remember. Now, that's pretty much in a nutshell in the short version about the brain and how information is stored and how it is relational. How what a square relates to is very different than what a baseball relates to, but there are relationships and similarities that will cause like things to be connected, are more connected through the relationships than dissimilar things. Now, we want to make a jump to what's called Bell's theorem. Bell's theorem is an experiment done. A beam is split. The beam has a characteristic called spin. When you change the spin on one beam, no matter how far away the other beam is, it changes with no apparatus. And it changes instantaneously. This has caused various theories about whether it's a field dynamic as Einstein stated, or as Bohm stated that it's a holographic universe, and there are a number of models for holographic universes. Point being, these models are exploited to explain the law of attraction, but there are three primary models. Most of these New Age gurus don't specify which model, nor do they give a detail as to the mechanics of how this operates. So the question is the universe holographic or not? And which model of holographic universe is it? Or is it a field theorem, a unified field, as Einstein said? Okay, so my solution to this, as far as the law of attraction is concerned, is it doesn't matter. Einstein asked the question, how is information transferred? All the holographic universe theories have to do with informational retention. Bottom line, there is a layer of information that the universe is based on. It's not as if we record the information by our observation. It's that at some level of the universe, it's informational. So, that information has to be organized. It has to have a structure. And I've drawn this little scribble here, just, not sure how well this comes up on a video, but just to show that there's, it's similar by comparison to the synapses in the brain. Whether it's an organic relational model, or whether it's a model that says, is like a computer. Exactly how it operates, we don't know, but we know it's information, and we know that it coalesces into order, or else we would just be a bunch of energy floating in space. So there is an informational layer that is organized. Now we're coming back to our minds and our brains and how we think and how our thoughts are organized information. We are part of the structure. All your friends and family and people around you are part of the structure. And all of humanity, and then all of the information in the universe is part of this structure. It's all information at one level or another. And as you change your thoughts, the universe is constantly updating its database, so to speak. There's more detail, maybe perhaps in the longer version. But because you change your thoughts and you change what you surround yourself with, you change your environment, the universe is going to draw to you things based on relationships in the data that it is operating from. So it's by thinking about something, relationships become enhanced. And more so with the people directly around you, which is why certain psychic phenomenon, and if you don't like that word psychic phenomenon, let's just say a lot of coincidences happen more with people closer to you. And the reason the word young is written here is because there's this thing called the collective unconscious. And I believe that to be an element of this database, sort of a set of it, where all of humanity is linked and connected. So hopefully that's the shorter version of my model for the law of attraction and how it works. If it went a little too fast for you and there were some parts that you didn't quite get, I follow the same pattern up through here, and then back down and around through here. So you can just fast forward to whatever you'd like in the longer version. Okay? So I'd like to, again, thank Tom for his suggestion. And we will be doing these recaps with every episode in the future. Thank you so much.